guess what we got for you today? Over here, I'm on YouTube. Over here, I'm on Facebook. So if I'm pointing to this side, over here, I'm on Facebook. If I'm from over here, I'm on YouTube. And we're going to play a little game that I created. I thought it'd be kind of fun. This is good for kids. This is good for anyone trying to learn about instruments visually as well as auditorily. So we're basically going to be taking the idea of bingo, B-I-N-G-O, not the song, but the game bingo where you yell out like, oh, 37, you know, and you kind of fill in your spaces, except we're going to be labeling it music. So it's got the same number of letters, B-I-N-G-O, and then we have M-U-S-I-C. So I'm going to play different sounds from an audio recording, and then you could sort of decide what instrument that is, and you could fill it in on your sheet. So I'm going to show right here on the flip side of this. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show this on Facebook, but I will be able to show this on YouTube. So I'm going to flip it around, and this is what it looks like. So I created this. It's a lot of fun. All these different instruments, right? You have a bass drum, some bells, a hi-hat, ukulele, beanbags, sort of a wood block, egg shakers, piano, sleigh bells, tambourine, bongo, guitar, like a conga set, a bass, a tom drum, a cajon, a paddleboard, an electric guitar, a ride cymbal or a splash cymbal, and hands, which would basically mean our bodies, right? You can use our bodies as an instrument. Hello there. Over on YouTube, we got a few people watching right now. So the idea with this is to see if we can connect sounds in our brain and figure out what they would look like on an instrument. So this is great for kids learning about instruments, musical instruments. This is great for adults and children who have developmental disabilities to kind of just focus solely on one thing. And so it's a lot of fun. And if you like this enough, you can purchase the audio recordings, which I came up with all on my own and recorded them. As well as the sheet to play it with, which I'm not sure, again, if I could share this on Facebook. I wish I could, but I'm not able to at this point in time. So we are basically, I just shared all the different instruments that are on here, and you'll hear them and see if you could figure out what they are. If you know what they are, feel free to put it in the chat as what the answer is. And if you like this enough, you can get this for your friends, your family, even if you're a homeschooler, someone who homeschools their kids, or a homeschool teacher, or a program in school looking to learn about something a little bit different and use a resource. This is available on teacherspayteachers.com, our store. The link for that is in the description. I also have a short that sort of describes this as well, but I wanted to play a longer form version of this for everybody. It's just kind of fun, something a little different. So here we go with our first recording. Without further ado, I'm going to play this sound, okay? You can see if you could figure out what this is. Here we go on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to play it on an actual instrument, just listening to it. Because if I play it, you'll see what it is. So that gives it away. So what is that I just played, right? And I'm going to flip it around on YouTube to see if we could figure out what that is. Where is that? You can fill in the board. And if you need to, I actually have a sheet that has descriptions of what each of these are to give us clues or hints to your students or your family members or friends. All right, so what do you think that is? That be M, U, S, I, or C? In case anybody doesn't know, that was a bongo or a conga. Now the bongo or conga is found on the musical bingo sheet that I created, either on M, this right there, in M, or in S, right? Either one would be appropriate for that one. Very nice. So that would be where we would have the bongos. Okay, now let's play another one here. This is a fun instrument, one that you might not know. A lot of these are percussion instruments, but here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's take a listen. If I play this, I will give it away, so I'm not, because you'll actually see what it is. But what instrument? A bass drum, a wood block, a djembe or a cajon. In U, we have bells, egg shakers, guitar, paddle drum. In S, we have a hi-hat, a piano, a conga, an electric guitar. In I, we have ukulele, sleigh bell, bass drum, and ride cymbal. And in C, we have beanbags, which are kind of like maracas or egg shakers, tambourines, tom drum, and hand claps, which is using your body. What instrument is that sound? right, so I showed you, and that was the cajon, which is in the bottom of M, and I'll show you here on YouTube. The bottom of M is where the cajon is. I wish I could flip the screen around on Facebook. Maybe I'll have to figure that out another time. But it's fun. It's fun to do this. I really enjoy doing this kind of thing, and having this available for everyone to use as a way to learn visually and auditory wise. And then figure out too what the instrument is called. So it like works on a whole bunch of different things, education, music education wise. So we're going to do a few more. I'm not going to get too crazy with this. I'm going to play another recording here for you that you could, again, you'll be purchasing all these recordings. So they're all singled out so you can focus on one thing. And that's just hard when you're listening to a whole song. Oh my goodness. What is going on in this? There's guitar, there's bass, there's sometimes like a xylophone or some sort of bell in the background. There's a bunch of vocals. Maybe there's a synthesizer. Maybe there's a horn section or an orchestra. So it's hard to sometimes single out instruments. We did a lot of percussion instruments in this one, and you can really go down the rabbit hole with a whole bunch of different other instruments. And maybe I'll make a round 2 of this that will have a second music one, which will have, you know, sort of trumpets and oboes and different sounds like that. So what instrument is this? Flip it around. What does it sound like to you? Where would this be? This is the second one in the U section, because these are egg shakers. Or it could be bean bags, because those could be like maracas too. Right? But that's what this is, right? And you kind of get the point with this. We can continue down this rabbit hole on and on and on with all different types of instruments. In fact, I'm definitely going to have to create another version of this with more instruments, because there's a lot of percussion. It's good. And then there's some guitars, right? If I were to play a ram, you would hear a guitar sound, right? The same thing for piano, and a lot of different other instruments. So if you like that, something fun, something a little different, something unique to learn about music and learn about what different instruments sound like, what they're called, what they look like, and a little sort of tidbit of information about each one too, which I thought would be kind of fun to do too. And so I'll show you the descriptions on what that looks like on YouTube as well. So some descriptions, and it will be correlated with what box they were each in. So once it pulls up, I'm clicking on it, right? So right here, we have in the all the way to the right in the bottom section, right?